I feel now.
Tasha M. Tasha M. First one in the building in the morning. Jimmy Parsons. Cuzzo, King of New Jersey. BBT TV. Mr. Esmond. Eastwood, Esmond. Mimi R. Kimberly Reese. Y'all come on in here. Y'all gonna love this one today. Mimi R. Greatness. Salute. Green-eyed tomboy. Green-eyed tomboy? You know how y'all used to, we used to love them tomboys. As long as they ain't go all the way over. Stone handmade art jewelry. Good morning to you. Who that? Lucky Lefty? 914? Salute now. Quentin Brown. My favorite clothing company, Black City, King and Queen Clothing, LLC. Y'all gotta check them out, bro. All that with the Indian gear, the different stuff I got it from them. Appreciate it. Let go. Hey, y'all. Listen here, man. I got a serious sinus cold. You know, my nose is, you see it. I got a serious sinus cold. I ain't been able to sleep good. I've been dropping that sinus thing, but I do have some health concerns. You got to watch what you take. So, but that sinus shit is really getting to me. So I'm, ginseng tea, Tylenol, severe sinus, a lot of different things. And I'm black seed up, all this other thing up. But that's no here nor there. I came here this morning to give y'all a show because you know how people are. And, sometimes we do when you come to the internet, let people affect what we say, how we say, and our behavior. And my behavior sometimes is because it's forthwith, and I go directly at the person that go out directly at me. A lot of times I don't have to. But when people got real big platforms like Vlab, and other people, sometimes you have to say stuff and let people know the truth, even though you may have already spoken the truth before. It is what it is. I don't always want to come here and try to give y'all information, whereas that I'm going crazy on somebody, or I gotta be seen like somebody gotta piss me off to come here for y'all. And I really wanted to come here a couple of days earlier, but when that sinus cold hits you, it hits you. And anybody who ever been through that, they know what I'm talking about. And a lot of us already had or been through a sinus cold or whatever. So now, what I want to get at y'all at, and what I want to tell y'all about is a couple of things, you know, because a lot of people say if I don't say this, or I say this after he being sentenced tomorrow, they're going to say, well, I didn't know what I was talking about, and I just said that after he's been sentenced. I know that the judge in this case is a very fair individual. And the judge has known that Puffy team has done everything to get him out of jail. And that's what a legal defense is supposed to do. I think the prosecution on this case, my own personal opinion, and I have my opinion just like everybody got their asshole. Yes, I got my own opinion just like everybody got an asshole. You understand? My opinion is that the prosecution didn't do what they could have done, you know what I'm saying, to make this a closed and shut case. And everybody know that he did not get charged with no weapons or no drugs. But that's them. And we see some underlying things that we find out later, knowing why that this situation didn't go down like it did. Now, I spent 27 years trying to correct individuals, you know, who was in the penal system, pause, and they wanted to get their life together. The ones who wanted to get their life together and change, they know I did everything in the world to keep them out of jail. I'm going to say this again. The ones who wanted to get their life together, some of them I had to show them how to get their life together because they'd never been around nobody that was positive, that had street influence and grew up in a street mentality and went on to college and did something. And I had guys tell me that, like, yo, Deal, you're the first person that I ever talked to that was positive. You understand? And knew the streets and knew people in the streets. And that's why I, you know, rock with you. So I was that type of individual. And like it's a lot of people that's in the correction department. There's a lot of people in the police department. There's a lot of people in law enforcement, period, that grew up, you know, in an urban community and knew street people and could relate to dudes that was behind bars. So when they came out behind bars, I did everything in my power. Even it was times where I could have lost my job. It's a time that I could have lost my job, you know, regarding these individuals, and it's times I could have lost my jobs with these individuals, going to bat for them. But it was a beautiful thing because I trusted them, they trusted me, and I kept them out of jail. Now, I applaud Diddy's legal team that he's paying for to try to keep him out of jail. But I hope they fail like a motherfucker. And people think, you know, and some people are gonna say, he want him to be in jail because he's scared. Nigga, I was doing this when he was out of here. I've been doing this ever since Big died. I was working for the nigga and still doing, letting the people know, letting what happened that day and what was wrong, what he did. No, I ain't never held back from the truth. I ain't never shied away from none of that shit. Like I told y'all, and y'all don't understand this, is that they needed me more than I needed them. I had a legitimate job. I've had 2-3 jobs. Even when I was working for him, I had 2 jobs. Check the record. I was working for Elite Investigations, and I was working for the Division of Parole that turned over to the Department of Corrections. You understand? When it turned over from the Department of Corrections, from the Division of Parole, when they abolished the Division of Parole, I never worked for him ever again when it got into the Department of Corrections. Because you know the asshole was trying to go to the Department of Corrections and say, you know, I did this and I did that. And they was like, the Division of Parole is abolished, sir. It's nothing we can do, dumbass. Anyway, I want to stay on track with this shit because I want y'all to know that I truly believe that the judge who know the whole case, y'all got to understand there's information that the judge know that is true. There's information that the judge know that because there are civil suits and there are situations that he could not bring that into the courtroom based on the charges in which they were charging this dude with. So my thing of it is that though I spent my life keeping people out of jail, you understand, and teaching them how to reintegrate themselves back into the community, teaching them how to be individuals that could take care of their families. You understand? Teaching them that a man is a good man when he know how to bring his check home and take care of his kids so he can look them in their eyes when they get adults and say, nigga, I know I did everything I could to make sure that you was good. You understand? Because one day your kids is going to be adults and you want to be able to look them in the eye and say, I know I did everything I was supposed to do for you to be good. And you can stand on that. So, you know, my personal opinion on wanting this nigga to see that he had an opportunity at one time to make everybody who saw his greatness, you understand, be good around him. You understand? The Wolves, the D Fergs, the me, the people that was around him. He had an opportunity, and not people that he knew and didn't know. He had an opportunity to be great. He had an opportunity to be a young Black entrepreneur that not only had, when I was with him, he told me, yo, Gene, I got 127 employees. You understand? You know, if these white folks thought I did anything with guns, they wouldn't F with me no more. He probably got more than 127 employees after I left him. But he had an opportunity to make our community and the people in our community great and good. When you get to that level, not use it and make people, you know, bow down to him, as you're going to hear in some of these lawsuits that's coming up. So, you know, I went to war with the nigga. I did what I was supposed to do as a man. Yo, let's have a sit down. Let's talk. I sent guys at him like, yo, that was in the streets, that was cool. Yo, I don't want to fuck with it. Nah, no. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I have been doing this shit since 2004, when I left him. You know, put it out there. I did some shows from MTV, VH1, MTV, VH1, Nick Bloomfield. You understand? I told y'all, Ricardo McKendricks Jr., they was part of the Junior Black Mafia. His son, Junior, him and Dr. J's son did a whole video, did a whole, I won't say video, but they did a whole documentary on the death of Big, but then he got picked up on some crazy shit that I didn't know anything about. I knew something. Nigga gave me a paper bag with 25 G's in it. We in business? We doing business, Big G? Shh, you don't tell, I won't tell. But then he got picked up on some federal charges. So in that case, you know, we was trying to get the story out way back then. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're going to always have these clowns sit up here talking about, yo, he just started doing that. Here's one dude talking about, yo, why you wait till Puff go to jail to start talking about him? Man, get out of my face so you get the shit slapped out of you. I wish I was not known on a whole lot of cases. I wish people didn't know me, because a lot of this dumb shit that come and people come in my face, you know, if it was the old Gene, if it was the old Gene, act slick. If it was the old Gene, ask Miss Pleasant. If it was the old Gene, ask Bunny. I gotta heat that up. That shit got cold fast. I gotta heat that up. So now, I went to war with this nigga. In the interim of going to war, when I go to war with a nigga, so because y'all didn't understand, you know, when he did that thing on me, him and D-Rock got up on the thing. D-Rock is one of the niggas I talked to first several times so we could have a sit down. D-Rock came back to me and said, yo, Puff don't want to have no sit down with you, bro. All right, cool, nigga. I've been in situations with him where I could have lost my life. I've been in situations with this nigga where I could have lost my life. When this nigga grabbed me and told, Jay, holding me, and I couldn't even pull my weapon the right way. Yo, Fado, I'm doing the show right now, bro. I'm gonna call you right back as soon as I finish. All right. Just so he don't watch my show. So now, I've been in situations like that with this nigga where I could have lost my life. You understand?
9:16 a.m.
Well, thank you, Siri. Telling me what the time is, baby girl. So now, me being and doing what I have to do, you understand? I know that what this nigga did behind the scenes, as far as with Wolf, D. Ferg, and the people that I came to tell y'all about, you understand? And the stuff that I heard about, and I let y'all know the stuff that I heard. I let y'all know the stuff that I saw. You understand? I didn't tell certain things because other people, freedom would have been in jeopardy. So I may have not spoke on certain things like that. That had nothing to do with me going to war with him. Other people's freedom would have been in jeopardy because it had nothing to do with me going to war with him. It's a lot of shit happens when you go to war with a dude. You understand? It's a lot of shit. Like Roger Barnes, he said, yo, Puff was telling us if we see Gene, we supposed to, he didn't tell y'all the whole thing, but he told y'all what he wanted y'all to hear. But he don't know, Stretch had already told my man. Stretch was doing security after I left Puff. Stretch was a dude that was NYPD that was a part of Slick and the Family back in the day. So he told my man, yo, that nigga Puff trying to do something to Gene. And my man told him, you tell Puff. And my dude was real strong in the street. He said, you tell Puff that'd be a bad choice. You do something to Gene, nigga, that'd be probably the worst thing you do. And he meant that. That's how he loved me as a brother from another mother. He let it be known. And you're going to have to change your label to Sad Boy. You do something to Gene. I had 3 legitimate hits out on my life. I had Chaz Williams go up into 125th Street Market, him and from 114th Street Slick and oh my God, this dude was so dangerous. He was so dangerous. He used to run around with Lou Sims them, and I forgot his name. He'll never get out of jail, but he's a good brother. He went up and the dude put a hit out on me, and they went up and saw him personally. And they told him, anybody look like you got your, if something happened to Gene, anybody look like you got your last name and rode on a boat with you, I'm letting you know. And I was loved like that because I was a good dude. I was helping save lives. I was helping change lives. So when I decided to go to war with this dude, you know, it came as a fact where it's I gotta show y'all that the pen is mightier than the sword. That's an old quote, that the pen is mightier than the sword. Yeah, Christiel. Oh, thank you, Christiel. Yeah, my birthday is coming up. What's today's date? What's today's date? I got 15 more days and it's my birthday. All right. I had to show y'all that. Christiel just pointed that out to me. Yeah. Okay. The pen is mightier than the sword. I knew nothing about it. They said the internet been around, not the internet, the YouTube been around since 2010. I ain't know shit about no YouTube. I really didn't start watching YouTube until Erectum told me about it. And that was 2018. I didn't start watching that shit till 2018 when they told me about it. We could put you on YouTube. We could do this. We could do that. Okay. Let's do it. Emrek, Wisdom Clear. They put the show together. Emrek say, yo, G. I say, Emrek, I don't want to do this shit, bro, like that. You know, how I'm going to keep the people focused. You say, yo, G, your stories are incredible, bro. What do you like to do? I say, yo, my love language is cooking. I said, okay. I said, my love language is cooking. He said, well, cook and tell us stories while you cooking. I said, all right, cool. We did a couple of shows and it was on from there. So I went to war with this dude. And when you go to war with a nigga, he can't tell you what kind of ammunition to bring to the fight. What you gonna load up with. You're not gonna tell a nigga the ammunition that you're gonna use, because you're gonna use any and everything that comes your way. Like, for instance, you had niggas on the internet that said that I said that Wolf was Justin's father. I never said that. But did I deny it? Did I act like I didn't know? Yeah. You know why? Because anything that could hurt this nigga that I'm going to war with, if I don't have to speak on it and clarify, I ain't gonna say, nah. You know, I remember when Puff took me to the court and they did this child support and the paternity thing. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I know. Why would I do that? Yo, G, you supposed to do it. No, I don't. I'm going to war with this nigga. I don't know. I don't supposed to tell y'all. I remember when a nigga did the blood test, he had to pay me so much kind of money, and he was mad at the motherfucker. Fuck that nigga. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. But if you ask me personally, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there when they was fucking. How would I know? Because I'm going to war with this nigga. Does it hurt Misa? Because I used to work for Misa. Because Misa knew that Puff was not going to run up her and do shit to her when she was with me. So when I left Puff, I started working for Misa. When I started working for Misa, she had me there because she knew how afraid Puff was, and I didn't give a fuck about nobody because that's the type of person I was back then. Nah, you're not gonna do nobody. Yo, I'm gonna die for Misa right now. Ain't nobody gonna touch her. That's how I was when I was with her. Misa be like, yo, Gene, I'm downtown. I'm finna go into the what Cheetahs. Me and Mary. Meet me down there, shoot down there. Q Rock City, what's up with you, boy? So now, I'm going to war with this nigga. I know me not saying nothing hurt Misa, but you just a casualty in war right now. I know what was saying hurt Justin because I did not clarify it to nobody because I didn't say it. Reggie Wright and somebody else said it and said I told them, which they was lying. When you go to war, enemy of your enemy becomes your friend. And the friend of your enemy becomes your enemy. I'm looking at it that way. Anything that hurt this nigga, I'm going to use if somebody else said it. Now, when other shit that I said about his mother, it was the truth. I didn't lie about none of that. I didn't lie about Justice. I just did not. What? Because I got a voice. I could have said, man, that's some bullshit, man. I remember when Puff had the fucking blood test and he was mad because he had to pay Misha a little bit more money than he was paying her at first because he was starving her at first. Now he got to really pay her. I could have said that, but I didn't because I'm at war with this nigga. I'm going to still continue to be at war with this nigga. I'm letting y'all know that it's some casualties of war. That was one of them. There are some other things. Will I speak on them? Nah, I won't speak on them. And why I'm speaking on this shit right now is because I'm letting you know this nigga gonna go to war. All y'all niggas ain't ready for it. All y'all niggas who didn't come to his defense, all y'all niggas who was acting a certain way, y'all best believe he's vindictive. Does he have the same power? Or is he going to be able to do that? Nah, I don't think so because, you know, I have a problem with federal probation. Federal probation used to always put shit on state. And they would love for somebody to have a state case and a federal case because they would give everything to the state officer to do their job. I was in that position plenty of times. When I had a guy that was on federal probation and state parole. They would call me up. Yo, when the last time you been to this house? When the last time? Nigga, what do you mean? Did you ask him? I'll get smart with him. They would have us do their work. Wanda K. McNeil, all the way from Fayetteville. Ooh, Wanda in Fayetteville. He need Miss Marlowe. He need to get his slap down. They need to keep his motherfucking ass in jail so he can run into some people who really love Pac and really love Big. Who really love Pac and really love Big. He need to run in that nigga that was a Pac fanatic. That's who you really need to run into. One of them niggas who really love Big. Because I don't give a fuck what y'all say. He did Big dirty in the motherfucker. He did Big dirty. I don't care what Lil C say. Yo, listen, Big wanted to be out there, Big love. Nigga, you want to be anybody, anywhere from Cali. How you want to be somewhere where your nigga that you know, a nigga that you love, and people thinking that you might have something to do with got killed? Lil C's, wake the fuck up. I seen bits and pieces of that Fat Joe shit, bro. Wake the fuck up, Lil C's. Big didn't have that money. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Faith was a gem to him back then as far as fucking out of his league. Niggas ain't gonna say it. A lot of niggas fuck out of their league. They gotta have it in their pocket. They gotta be some kind of superstar. This, that, they don't know what to say out their mouth. Big was charming, charismatic, the whole 9 yards. But a lot of chicks, if he wasn't a rapper, wouldn't even get past that. They wouldn't even get to know him like that. You got to look at his early days when he coming up. You got to look at his first baby mama. I'm just keeping it a buck. You got to look at the chicks that he was dealing with before he became a rapper. Show me 5, 8s, 9s, and 10s before he became a rapper. Let me see their high school or their college pictures. I'm just keeping it a buck. That nigga was dealing with Charlie Baltimore. Charlie Baltimore, back in the day, my mansner was telling me about Charlie. Charlie was dealing with mad, crazy hustlers that's had it. You think you gonna deal and you gonna be fucking Charlie and she can't go to Rodale Drive and you got her in California? She can't shop on 5th Avenue? She got her hands out like Jimmy Limby, can you spare? Splendor, Sigma, Organ. Some chatter from me and my Dana post. Thank you for all you do for the victims. Diddy, happy early birthday. Thank you, Zandu. All right, appreciate you for that super chat. I'm just keeping it a buck. You sit on, yo, he love Cali, he love this and shit like that. Man, come on, man. He wanted to do this, he wanted to do that. That ain't the conversation I had with Big. And I had that conversation when he put you on ice, Lil C's, that week that last week that he died. Me and Big sit up in that Word-A-Bungle, and that kid was telling me his whole life story, bro. His whole life story. What he had on plans to do with Charlie Baltimore, Lil Kim, the Junior Mafia. That dude was telling me all that shit. And as I'm taking all the shit that he's saying, I'm wondering, why is he telling me this? And I know why now. I know why now he's telling me these stories. Because he believed that he was going to die. He knew he wasn't going to be around long. It was a lot of snakes in the mist. That nigga sat up there and told me, yo, I'm getting rid of the Junior Mafia. I'm only going to keep a couple of guys. They're going to learn that this is a business. I got snakes in my own mist. Money L don't know that I know he fucking Little Kim. I was like, What? This is the shit the Notorious one is telling me. Easy Hunter. Were my member introduction song at LOL. Easy, come on, Easy. We not doing that right now, brother. But because you hit me with the super chat, I'ma go in anyway. Easy Hunter. Easy Hunter. Easy Hunter is a member, y'all. Hey, Easy Hunter, yeah, Easy Hunter. Easy Hunter is a member, y'all. Yeah, yeah, Easy Hunter. Easy Hunter. Easy Hunter is a member, y'all, to the G Bill show with my damn sinus cold. Oh my God. Richard Sullivan, how you doing, sir? Yes, sir. So now, oh my God. Oh. What's good? Chucky Jeffries, what's up with you? Trill Angel. B Dot. What up, B Dot? All right, so now we're at the stage right now that this nigga, I know he's vindictive. He said that he has changed. He's been drug free now for like a year or so. And he's off the drugs or whatever. Nah, he was on drugs. He may not be using the drugs that that was solicited to him, and the illegal drugs, the coke, the pink coke, the different pills, the mollies, the ecstasy, but they got him on drugs. You can see in the weight gain, they got him on drugs. So he can sleep and get through the day. They got him on drugs. We know that. You could look at certain individuals like Meech. You could tell Meech was on drugs when he was locked up. You could tell it. You could tell that. So you know he's on drugs. He is so vindictive, whereas that if he is released, and I doubt he's going to be released. I doubt, because of the probation report, the victim's impact statements, and the judge might think, yo, he might just need another year or two. He might just need another year or two. He need to get his ass more than that, but he just might need another year or two. The judge, I don't see the judge releasing him based on the probation report, the impact, the victim's impact statements, and just knowing what he knows about the case. I know he has to follow the letter of the law, but if the law says that he can give him 2 to 5, 5 to 10, then follow the law. Follow the law. So now, the Notorious Big and Lil Cease keep pushing this narrative, and I don't know why. You understand? Because Big, at that point of his life, he had not signed his contracts and knew his contracts, and he had to get money. And Puff set him up to get money out there in California, point blank. We know that. Like I tell y'all, facts will change feelings, but feelings don't change facts. And as you learn shit and as you see it how it go, you may change your ideology of what you may have thought. You may change your ideology of what you may have thought. Now, where we at? This nigga is going to go in 2 days. He's going to court. And right now, he's sick in the dog because he know out of all the shit that he's done to people, out of all the shit that people have said about him, the judge is the one who makes that final decision. The judge is the one who's going to make that final decision on him. And in that final decision, I think it's going to make him or break him. So all you cats that's been coming at me crazy because of this whole Diddy shit that you had nothing to do with, that you was talking about, yo, what kind of, that nigga ain't no real man, that nigga, I'm more man than your mama ever was. You'll catch up on that one. Because your mama was probably more man than your daddy was. All you cats coming at me crazy because of this shit, because I decided that I was going to let everybody know what he really did to Wolf, how he really set Wolf up and Riz up, what he did to D. I'm not going through this shit. Y'all already heard the story 1,000 times. When you go to war with an individual, he cannot tell you what kind of ammunition to bring. Kiki, breathe life. Hey, Kiki, breathe life. What up with you? What up with you, Kiki? You good? All right, Kiki. My man Marco Polo Vision told me to shout her out. I ain't got no problem with that. You understand? Yeah, Marco, those fall allergies is crazy. Yeah, the Libra Day starts. Yeah. 313 Evans. So now, y'all, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this a little deeper. You understand? Because a lot of people really think that this dude wasn't behind the scenes doing some dumb shit to a lot of people. And the people who believe that, there's a lot of individuals that was jerking them off and doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I got beefs with niggas in the street that don't know me, that just want to talk shit because me and Puff were at it. When I didn't have a voice, they ain't have a motherfucking thing to say. Now I got a voice and people are listening and seeing what I've said is true. It's crazy. My third book is going to open up yo, I got some people coming here from Australia. They did they did something on my first book. And they want to do something on my second book now. They said the people overseas love that shit. He said it went crazy. He said, yo, Gene, you gotta come down there. He said they love you, they love your book. You know, when I do the seminars and I talk and I show the thing that we did, it's crazy. He said, I read the second book and brother, it's phenomenal. I got one chapter left on this third book. I got one chapter left. And that chapter is my life, my journey, the shit that I endured, the things that I had to do as a man. I've been unhappy for a long time. I've been unhappy for a long time. But it ain't about my happiness. Because if I start crying, what the fucking baby gonna do? Now I can be as happy as I want to be. I worked, I retired, my kids is grown and gone. Ten people just jumped off the motherfucking line. I don't want to hear that shit. it went from 1,043 to 1,053 when I said that. Or they Boston came into the office and they had to cut off their damn thing because we so early in the morning. Shout out to St. Louis out there. Andre the Magnificent. What up with you? Chuck Jefferson G. Brick City Tut. When I played in Newark, I played out in the park in Newark, in Branson Park, where they used to have the tournaments. I never played at the YMCA. If I played at the YMCA, it was a tournament. And it was just for that tournament time, Brick City Tut. But I know I played at the, when they had those tournaments in Newark, and they had the tournament in East Orange. In that park in East Orange, I used to play out the tournament out there, that Pro-Am tournament. I played out of there. Yeah. So now, Puff said he'd been rehabilitated. And to really being rehabilitated and going through a process, you have to come to truth with yourself. In the interim of him coming to truth with himself, I want this nigga to tell the truth about Big. Nigga, tell a true story. Tell the people how me and you got into a conversation before we left out of Andre Harrell house, and I said if we go somewhere tonight, Puff, one of us gonna get killed. Tell a story, Puff. Tell the truth. Gee, you ain't gotta go. Let's get rehabilitated, nigga. Tell everybody the truth about you said, I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die. I don't give a fuck if Big gotta die. Suge Knight can go to jail. Tell everybody who told you that. You rehabilitated, right? You want a new life. You want us to trust you. Let's hear the truth. How you and D-Rock convinced Big to go to that point. Y'all had to do some hell of a convincing, man. Yo, Un said this himself. He was sending Janet Jackme and Heather Hunter to Big's room. Nigga, if you ever see Janet Jackme on tape and Heather Hunter, and I'm sorry, ladies, this is for the perverted men. Get out of here. Some of you women like that shit too. If you ever seen them on tape, You know, they had to really be saying something to Big to get him to that party. So if you rehabilitated, because you lied and said that, oh, y'all didn't know, y'all was young and all that, nigga, get the fuck up out of here. You had enough gangsters around you. You had enough people in the streets that's telling you that, yo, listen to me, where you should be and where you shouldn't be. J. Rec, if the prosecute want 11 years, hip hip hooray. All y'all niggas, all these years, all y'all niggas thought Suge was the monster. Not, yo, he was fucking with Eric B, Big D, a lot of New York niggas, hard body. Hard body. He was not trying to do nothing to Big. Not at all. But y'all listen to that bullshit. He said, what you call to do something to Big. Get the fuck up out of here. I never believed that story. Judge can't change the whole verdict because the verdict was done by the people. But the judge can grant them a new trial. They want a new trial based on the fact that Puff was hit with those charges and it fucked up the morality clause in all the contracts he had with these big businesses. And in the contract in the big business, if he sentenced and had to go to jail for that shit, he cannot get paid. They do that shit all the time, ancient soul, putting clean clothes on a corpse when they bury a nigga. Maurice like, I remember Janet Jack me and Heather Hunter. Oh my God. Maurice like, yo, I remember them. Ooh. He going, yo, Reese, ease up, bro. You know, wow, Janet Jack me Heather Hunter was straight ministry. Whoa. Okay, Reese. We good? Yeah. You see all the narratives that got pushed. Now, like, I never see, I was in situations that Keefe D, after Pac was dead, Keefe D losing $30,000-$40,000 and Puff having a wad of money, and he never asked Puff for no money in front of me. So when that narrative came over, I didn't know. Because like, if you owe me $1 million or you owe me $500,000, any lost some of money, and I done lost all my money, I ain't gonna have to send my man out to the car, send somebody get some money. Nigga, let me get 50 of that. Let me get 10 of that. I'll give it right back or whatever that I got to say. And that never happened. And those are dice games that they used to play in the room. So I don't know anything about that part of it. Oh, James, Nolan, acquittal and a new trial was denied. Moving forward to sentencing on Friday. Okay, chat. Thank you. Let me post it up there. Because James Nolan's no. James Nolan said he knows the acquittal and new trial was denied. Moving forward to the sentencing on Friday. Okay, chat? Thank you. Don't ask me again with that shit. Shit, James, like, yeah, you should. I know what I'm talking about. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Let him know, James. Appreciate you. Yeah, I still have city in Forest City. I still have family in Forest City. That Brown family out there is my family. Last name Brown. My mama was a Brown. My mama's mama was a Brown. Flora Brown. James, I'm not good with the. Like, why you going at what you call like that? Did he say anything else? Like, don't go at the chat like that, bro. What happened? Yo, I got a new dish that's off the chain. I can't wait to do an event to do it. That Mexican pie I made, oh my God. I'm gonna do it with turkey. I'm gonna do it with turkey chili. That Mexican pie I made is undeniable. I'm letting y'all know what I'm gonna do one with turkey and I'm gonna do one with beef. No homo. Oh, he's being a troll luck. All right. Good looking. Let me get him off the screen then. No, I'm gonna address that. What happened was this, like it's a lot of people that's using what I've said and want to twist it the way they want to and try to make it like they knew it. But listen to me, y'all. If y'all heard anybody talk about Big and what he did and how they did, and they didn't say they've been on the internet for 3 or 4 years or 5 years, way before I did, and now they saying it. They even got it from me and just trying to remix it. They got it from me and try to remix it. Big and Puff had beef because of Un. Un had became this remarkable, like, genius, like this instant genius, because a lot of dudes who had hustled in the street and came into the music game, they used what they knew in the streets and brought it to the music game and became popular in it. That's just like Jimmy Henchman. You understand? Street dude got into the film and music game and blew up crazy. 50 Cent, street dude, got into the music game, blew up A lot of dudes who are street dudes and got into that music game, blew the F up. Oh my God. I just ordered this stuff called Xear, and they said it's supposed to clear up everything. But it won't be here till Friday. Because I can only get it on Amazon. And I don't have Prime. Motherfucker talking about $6. No, I suffer. I can have it to you tomorrow. $6.99. Nah, I'll wait till Friday. I should have paid that $6.99. Oh my God. Hey, OG Patrice, what's up with you, Ma? Yeah, he did tell the judge he was doing a great job. And now he's claiming the judge is being biased. Yeah. I wouldn't be saying all that shit. This motherfucker could determine the rest of my life. Well, that's why they want the government to shut down. See, I don't want to get into that right now. I'll do that later on because me and Miss Pleasant is doing a show this evening. Y'all come on, me and Miss Pleasant. Y'all go and get on to the pop-off show, and we doing a show on the pop-off show, and I talk about how the money going to change. They're going to have it where that if you owe a motherfucker and your money come into that system, and you pay them first before you pay yourself. They want all the money to be on your phone. Where you go and pay the money from your phone, like whatever you owe is in that account, and you pay from your phone. Okay, Amy White, we'll figure that one out. Oh, okay. Tistel's is putting out there. Y'all go watch Tistel. She said Diddy appeal for new trial just got thrown out. Guess that ain't happening. Y'all know the Cash App is for Big Gene 10. And if you want a book, it's Big Gene 52. If you send me anything to Big Gene 10, they tax it because that is, if you send me anything to Big Gene 52, they tax it because that is an account for my books. And soon to be probably merchandise. I'm thinking about doing some things as far as the merchandise is going to the merchandise is concerned. So that's that. The Big G 10 is the donation, support the channel, whatever, this, that, and the third. Appreciate that. You showing love like Miss Bessie always do. Uh my man my man Richardson, he sent his by the post office. And who else? My man, he always every day. I'm on this stuff early, so he I know if he was up, he always said he supports me. He comes to any events that I have. Let me say his name. Oh, let me get his name right quick. I gotta get his name because he always doing that shit. And I gotta show love. Samuel Ramsey, Mr. Ramsey. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Ramsey. Always. So, where we at? Oh, and let me just tell you people this too right here. I have definitely given people total access of me during this whole situation. I've given people my phone number. So if you got a question, you got an answer, you get a call. I don't know what made me do that shit because you get some crazy out here. I'm letting you know when that third book drop, I will be dropping all access to Gene Deal. You will, if you get me on Instagram, if you get me on YouTube, you know, I gotta go on with my life. I'll come on here, talk about my books, talk about some situation, but the job is done. Unless the Lord is leading me someplace else or asks me to do certain things like that, and I have a vision or whatever like that that want me to do something, I gotta get back to me. Life is too short.
10:05 a.m.
Thank you, Siri. Yeah, she checking me. You know you gotta be somewhere. But anyway, I'm letting the people know that. Before I go, I want y'all to know this. Is this. Dude got a lot of dangerous people out here. And he got dudes out here that's still sucking up to him. So for you guys or you people who are scared of him, don't be. Don't be at all. Because there's no coming back from this one. And they could portray this, that, and the third. They could make it seem like the government made this up. We know too much about this nigga and his nastiness. And everybody trying to talk, that's the way he has sex and all that. Man, I'm going to hear about that dumb shit. It's the way he treated people. We know too much about that shit. And knowing what we know, ain't no coming back from our community with that. And trust me, if y'all at the Diddy party or the Diddy reunion, I'm going to be out there with my camera. Blowing y'all the fuck up. Yo, this been Big G, man. Thank y'all for this hour and 8 minutes y'all gave me. I want y'all to take care. And we'll see. Peace.